Want to get making your own sourdough bread at home? Here's 5 essential tools to help you bake beautiful loaves in your own kitchen. I'm Rhiannon, owner of the Epsom Bakehouse, teaching you to bake delicious fresh bread at home. Comment sourdough below this video for my free step-by-step guide to making your own successful sourdough starter at home when you sign up to my regular newsletter. Or you can check out the link below this video. Essential piece of kit number 1 is some kitchen scales, digital like these or otherwise with weights. You'll need these to get consistent in measuring out your ingredients, especially when feeding your sourdough starter, as that can often use small amounts of flour and water. Weighing out your ingredients like this can also help make sure you get the right hydration or the amount of water you add into your dough, which means your dough will be stretchy and elastic and rise really well instead of turning out a brick. Essential kit pieces 2 and 3 are some rye flour, wholemeal rye flour or dark rye flour, organic if you can get hold of it, and a jar. And these are for making your starter and for storing your starter. Follow along with my free step-by-step guide to making your own successful sourdough starter at home, and you can comment sourdough if you'd like the link to sign up to that and my newsletter. And this is the flour that you'll use in that recipe. Rye flour tends to have more yeast on the outside of the grain, which is then incorporated into the flour when it's made into wholemeal flour. That helps produce a strong, bubbly starter that will go a long way to rising your beautiful sourdough loaves. And then a clean and sterilised jar to store your starter in once it's made. Once you've gone through the effort of making a starter, you don't want it to go off or go bad really quickly, and then you'll have to start the whole process again. And you'll learn more about storing your starter in my guide to making your own sourdough starter at home. And you don't need a large jar of it. As mentioned, a rye starter is bubbly and active, so you can store quite a small amount, but you'll need something to help stop your starter drying up or going off before you want to use it again. Central bit of kit number 4 is a banneton, a little like this. They can be made of compressed cardboard like this or cane. And what you'll do is put your dough in here upside down when you've shaped it, and it will rise in the banneton, and the banneton will support the size of the dough. This is because often sourdough doughs are quite stretchy and elastic. They're quite high hydration, which means they have quite a lot of water in. So to stop them spreading out into a puddle, you can use a banneton like this. You can also see that mine has these ridges around which imprint on the top of the dough and give that wonderful artisan look to your finished loaf. You can learn more about using a banneton via the link below this video, but it's super simple and something I cover in my online Introduction to Sourdough Bread Baking course. Bit of essential kit is a baking stone, and you can see mine is pretty well used. Quite thin, but you heat it up in the oven before you want to bake your sourdough loaves. And once you've removed your dough from the banneton, you can place the dough onto a sheet of baking paper and then either slide it directly onto the heated baking stone in your oven or place the baking tray onto the baking stone. And as well as the entire oven being heated, the stone is heated to the same temperature, and that is then in direct contact with the underside of your dough. And having that heat underneath helps with the rise of your loaf in the oven. There's a final rise called oven spring in your oven, and this really helps boost that in your oven and also get a great crust on your final loaf. Make sure you get one that's suitable for baking at high temperatures of around 220 to 250 degrees centigrade, since that is a temperature that you might normally bake bread at. And you can check out the links for my storefront, which is an ad, below this video with all suggestions for where you can get this and other bits of equipment to help you successfully bake sourdough at home. That was 5 essential tools to help you get baking delicious fresh sourdough bread at home. Scales, dark or wholemeal rye flour, a jar to store your starter in, a baking stone and a banneton to help you get a great bake on your loaf. Comment sourdough if you're ready to get started and you'd like a link to my free step-by-step guide to making your own successful sourdough starter at home when you sign up to my newsletter. And if you found this video helpful, please do like and follow the channel, and you'll get lots more bread making tips, recipes and more here with the Epsom Bakehouse.